It is finally time for the world premiere of the 2,000-gallon Lagoon Aquarium, the marine community reef aquarium that I know myself and quite a few of you guys have been waiting for a long time. So as you can see behind me, it is live, it is running, it is beautiful, but before we got there, a lot of work went into it. So we're going to show all the work in this premiere of what it took to get this thing up and running, get everything transferred over, just the sheer amount of labor that went into this. But I'll tell you what, like always, in the process, it feels like, what am I doing? But once you're done and once you sit back and enjoy the aquarium, it's like, oh my God, why didn't I do this so much sooner? Let's go. Can you believe it's finally time to get fish into the 2,000-gallon Lagoon Aquarium? So I've got the glass cleaned off with the old Windex and everything like that. We added lots and lots of inverts. You can see the pile has dispersed all over the aquarium. Actually, they seem to have mostly gone to the right. You can see a trail of them there going up the glass. So we've got the first thing of invertebrates in there. We've got the water all equalized between this system and that system in terms of salinity and temperature and everything. We obviously had a bit of a cycle die off in here because we have all the diatom algae everywhere, but all their parameters are stable, the filtration system's running, the skimmer's running, so it is time to come over to the 1,500-gallon system and start transferring fish. Believe it or not, there's probably like 20 fish in here, and they're all hiding in this rock pile and this rock pile. But we're gonna do the 265 first because it's easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop in there, I'm gonna take all the live rock out and just put it in the 700-gallon refugium sump that's below this aquarium, and that's gonna leave this wide open. And we'll catch all the fish, we'll get them in a bucket, we'll take a quick look at them, and then we'll add them to the 2,000-gallon Lagoon Aquarium. And of course, after that, we'll do the harder tank, which is the 600 reef slope. It has the bigger fish, like the French angel and everything, and it has more rock for me to move. But same process, get all the rock out, get it into the refugium sump that's back behind there, and then start the process of trying to catch these fish out of this much bigger tank, much deeper tank, 4 feet deep. All right, we are temperature acclimated. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the fish over here. I think it'll be easier to film them, obviously without the mid post in the way, and sort of more on one side of the tank. They're more likely to kind of stay right here. And this is one of the bigger openings because I don't want to net them again. I want to go ahead and just pour the contents of the bucket into the aquarium. Okay, as fast as I could grab the camera, there we go. They all just went straight down into that rock formation. Lemon peel just went over there. So they certainly have no shortage of places to hang out, and that's pretty much what I expect is they'll just get into some rock somewhere and go ahead and start the process of relaxing and getting used to the new tank, which is just fine. But there they are, chilling out. I don't know if I can zoom in. Not too much action here, but the important thing is that they get acclimated comfortably to their new home. We want to, eliminate stress. That's the key here. So, but more stress for me is it's time for me to go back over the tank and try to catch some tangs, which are incredibly fast. Okay, so before I can catch all these guys out of the 600-gallon, I need to get all of this rock out of here. And I am keeping this system running and saving all this rock. It's just being moved over to the 700-gallon refugium over here, because this is what's going to go in the 800-gallon cube for that saltwater tank. So got to keep everything alive. So basically, going to scoop it all out from this side, move it over to here, go to the other side, get all the stuff out of my way, scoop that out, and then once we have all the rock out, we'll figure out how we're going to fish out these some of these very fast swimmers like these tangs out of a 4 foot deep tank. But I had the big long net. I'm just not sure the spacing on the net itself, if it'd go through or not, but it might work to catch some of the bigger guys. We'll see. Either way, this is it's going to be a chore. Worst case scenario, if I have to, once all the rock's out of here, I could turn off. So the system is plumbed together with all this. So there's one pump in the refugium that feeds both tanks, but it does have ball valves on it, so I can turn off this tank, restrict the flow. So the pump is a DC pump, so I can dial it down so it's just running this tank, and then this tank would essentially be offline and I can go ahead and drain the water out of it, turn the pumps off, and then get through the rest of the fish. So we'll see how it goes, but first step is we got to get all this rock out of here. And if you're wondering how much rock we're talking about, there you go. Some of these are pretty big. Obviously, the I haven't cleaned the glass for a while since I've been getting ready to tear this down, but that's the view. Okay, I gotta get all that out of there. This is gonna be a chore. It's day 2 on transferring livestock over from the 1500 system over there into the 2,000 gallon Lagoon Aquarium. The first 5 fish that we put in here, they're doing good. You see some of the clowns up there. I've seen them all swimming around. They've been in here overnight. But we knew we weren't gonna have enough cleaning crew to keep up with such a large tank. And so I went back to the site, and for the original ones I ordered, it's like a package, you know, based on a size tank. And of course they don't have any packages for this size tank. So I was thinking I'm gonna have to get like 6 of those other packages or 8 of those other packages. Then I looked a little closer and they sell individual species in bulk. So I got this big shipment in right here, which is actually like 6 times as many critters as what was in the package I got, but at basically 50% of the cost. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these up and get them all acclimated, and then I'll show you as we put them into the tank. Most of these are, you know, snails and hermits and everything like that, but got a couple special things too. A couple of, they're part of a cleanup crew, but they're more attractive. They're bigger and they're attractive, and they're like a whole, you know, ornamental species on their own. All right, it's day 2 of moving everything from this 1500 system into the 2000 Lagoon Aquarium. Let me swing you around the back of the 1500 gallon system. Okay, you can see we've moved a lot of the rock out, but the reality of this tank is I'm gonna have to turn this tank off from the system and bring the water down, and then catch the fish and pull the rest of those rock out. The way I was doing it with the tongs up there and pulling the rock up with one hand and grabbing with the other, like there's a thing on my elbow, some sort of tendon or a little muscle. It is so sore from doing all the rock that I did do, and so we're gonna change things up, drain this down, and do it the easy way. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of rock that's moved over into the sump. And when I say turn this off the system, so what we'll do is the DC pump there, we will turn it way down, because instead of feeding 2 tanks, it's just going to be feeding this tank. We'll just keep this system here circulating, and we'll take this one offline. So we'll block the ball valve so water can't return into here. It'll drain down a little bit, and then we'll pump the rest of the water out. And then I'll be able to reach down in there, get the rest of that rock, and then you know, I'll fish out what I can initially, and then I'll get in there and get the rest. So we'll we'll see how that goes. But let me take you over to the 2,000 gallon aquarium and show you what we got going on there. We have everyone acclimating right now. We got more emerald green crabs, a whole bunch of hermits and snails here. These are the interesting guys. A bunch of brittle stars and coral banded shrimp, including yellow coral banded shrimp. Obviously these are basically almost as cool as fish in the tank as far as the ornamental aspect to them. And then of course more hermits and crabs over here. And I remembered to get the extra big shells for the fish, or for the hermits and everything to grow into as they grow out of their little shells. And I gotta figure out where to put those so it doesn't look like I have a pile of dead hermit crabs. I'll probably have to sprinkle them on top there and let them just work their way down. All right, as soon as these guys are acclimated, we'll get them in there. I want to get a little footage of the brittle stars and the coral banded shrimp before they skitter into the rocks. Like you can see, one of them is already in the rocks practically. Got another one here, another one over here. Couple coral bandeds that have already gotten to the rocks over there. And of course the bravest of the bunch, who's right here in front of the camera. They're little guys. Looks like he's gonna go bother the brittle star. Okay, so all of the crabs and snails and everybody, they're in there. Threw a lot of empty shells everywhere. So let me take you around the other side. You can see the massive crew over there.
So they're all up on the rocks there, all down here. This is a massive batch. Like I said, it's like 8x the first batch, and it just goes all along here. They're already starting to spread out and everything, but it is a huge amount of cleaning crew. So hopefully they'll have this tank looking nicer sooner than later, because, you know, seeing the diatoms and the cyan and everything, it's kind of I'm so much looking forward to once I start dosing and we get the tank fully balanced. We get that purple and pink coralline algae growing everywhere. I'm still pumping out water in the 600 gallon. In fact, I just started, but a couple of the fish just wanted to move over to the new home as soon as possible. And one of them was the French angel. He just swam right up into the net, and the other one, or the other two, were two of the clowns. I'll have to go to the other side of the tank to show them. But I'll tell you what, the the French angel, he looks so big in the 600 gallon. He looks small in the 2,000 gallon. He's just been cruising this whole thing, as well as the powder brown tang. He's out and about now, following the French angel around. But yeah, I think it's safe to say he likes going from a 6 foot long tank to a 13.5 foot long tank. And he's probably enjoying the extra 2 feet front to back too, in the main middle section of the aquarium here. Let's swing around and check out the clown pack we have up there. So I had two designer clowns in the 600 gallon. They sort of moved over with the Ocellaris. I don't have light on there. Yeah, I'm missing a light. I gotta put another light that belongs there. But yeah, 5 of them seem to be happy hanging out together. And we got the French cruise on the other side. It's funny, as soon as the French angel went in, the powder brown, he's just been out ever since. Guess he just needed some more bigger fish to make him feel safe. So let's take a quick look over the 600 while it's draining. Okay, see the pump is going, and we got the Queen Angel. What do we got? A Coral Beauty, a Regal Tang, Powder Blue Tang. I know I have an orange shoulder tang in here. We got a few damsels. There's the orange shoulder. I think there's a Sergeant Tang as well. Pretty sure. Getting those rocks. A bunch of snails and crabs over here too, so we'll get those moved over. Maybe shells, maybe alive. This tank's been running a while, so you know the lifespan on those invertebrates is not forever. At any rate, I'm gonna wait till this goes all the way down to where the pump is there, and then I'll get in there and we'll get all these guys moved over and get the rest of these rocks moved out. Went ahead and moved over the other light from the old system, so we got our proper lighting in the 2,000 gallon now, and you can actually see the clown pack up there a lot better. Let me see if I can zoom in on them. We got the 3 Ocellaris and the 2, I think they're like gladiator clowns, I think they called them, but you know, one of those designer clownfish. Of course, the French angel, totally chilled out now. Breathing is 100% normal. It's got his fins stretched out, picking at the rock. So 5 minutes, and the French angel was moved in to the new home. I think I saw the lemon peel. Let's see, there is the powder brown, but the lemon peel seems to be coming out further from the rocks now too, after the French angel. Oh, there he is, back over by the rocks. Okay, I just wanted to show you this with the lights on. It's going to be a little bit before that other tank is pumped down. It's 600 gallons, but it is disconnected. You can see I took the light off of that tank. That's the one we put here. So this has its full complement of lighting now. And this tank is running and the sump is running, but the 600 is cut off and draining. So we'll check back soon once we get the next group of fish moved over. Well, there may be a damsel or a goby or something hiding somewhere down there, and when I get in there and clean out the snails and crabs and the rest of the rock, I'll find them. But it looks like we got everybody moved over, and I gotta tell you, they've really taken the new tank. Let's go check them out in the 2,000 gallon. Okay, there they are. Everybody is moved over to their new home, the 2,000 gallon Lagoon Aquarium. Well, I think it's safe to say it is live. And the cool thing is they're all reacting to me in their new tank. They're like, hey, I think it's time you feed us. You know, nobody's scared of cameras or anything. Everybody's out. Happy to say the powder brown and the powder blue, the ones fighting, the lemon peel and the coral beauty. Again, no fighting. So a lot of times with interspecies like that, in a smaller tank, you can have some serious problems, like having two angels like that. Would large angels be a problem? Having this coral beauty and that lemon peel dwarf angel would be a problem. Having mixed clowns would be a problem. But you can see here, everybody with so much space is doing awesome. Really, the one I was most concerned about was the powder blue and the powder brown tang. So super happy to see that they're doing good. Let's see, everybody moved over. So they all are here. So I have a trigger in here. I don't see him right now. Blue throat trigger. Some of them obviously take a little more time to get used to their new environment than others, but I mean, considering they've been in here a matter of hours and they're all out and about, they all seem very comfortable. And like I said, they're following me around looking for food, so let's go ahead and pop in some food for them. So I just put in their normal night feeding, so we'll see if they really are truly comfortable if they all go to town eating this food. Definitely, it seems like most of them are. There's the orange shoulder tang. It's hard to know where to point the camera in these large aquariums when you have so many fish. But yeah, you see the French angel. He's tearing up the food, the big cubes and the seaweed up there. Queen angel also tearing up the food. We got the sailfin tang going at the food. Orange shoulder again. Oh yeah, we have the regal tang. We didn't mention him. He's loving it. I didn't realize how fast of a swimmer he was. So we get him in a 13.5 foot long tank. And you get to see him cruising around. Oh, and there's the blue throat trigger. So all it took was some food to get him out and about. I mean, the queen angel. I mean, what more can you say? We got the, I think it's a sergeant tang. I've kind of forgotten. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Got the markings for the insignia that would match that. Again, the powder blue, powder brown. So happy to see them getting along. That was my big concern. Sailfin tang, really didn't have any concerns with him. He's always been bulletproof. Same with the dwarf. Oh yeah, there are a couple small damsels. You can see one there. There's a few of them. They're all in here. But I would say they're a little more maybe standoffish than the larger fish. Cool thing too is like the fish are swimming through these channels. Oh, there's the other damsels in the front. Let me swing around the other side of the tank. All right, again, how do you know where to point the camera when you have such a big tank? But let's get a close up on the clowns. They're all hanging. Definitely have to get them some anemones going in the future. They'll love it and it'll look awesome. Actually, that's a pretty good spot for one right there. You got the water flow. You got that deep slope. The foot of the anemone, you can find a nice crevice there. That'd be a spot. But yeah, here's a couple of the damsels. 3 of them over here, 1 of them over on the other side. So they're looking good. But like I was saying, is the fish are swimming through these channels between the rocks, like I was hoping they would. And I love the way that looks when they cruise through there. It is very, very cool. And the other big thing is noticing, you know, these guys were in a 600 gallon, right? It's not like I pulled these out of a 75 gallon or something, but just because this tank is so big and so long and wide, just the way they're swimming in here is so different than the way they swam in the 600. The 600 was tall and deep front to back, but only 6 feet long, and they kind of swam sort of up and down a lot, front to back a lot, and here they just swim in every direction. And I think the regal tang is one of the ones that really shows his speed in here. He's just flicking his, fins and just shows up somewhere else, 10 feet away, and a couple flicks of the fins, and you can tell he's barely moving. I can tell you, when I was catching these guys, the tangs are fast. Saltwater fish are not easy to catch. I'm surprised I had to get out the big nets, the big bass nets, the blue ones, to catch these guys. I don't know if it would have been possible without it. Ooh, We got a little bit of a dance there with the brown and blue, but it didn't look too bad. But I guess they got, they got to sort things out. They got to establish, who's going to be in charge. I think it'll be the powder blue. He's a little bigger and always been a little more aggressive of species, but you can see him. You can see him definitely sorting it out, but peaceful. They definitely got the flaring up the markings there on the powder brown. He's got those white cheeks going. But overall, I think it's going to be the powder blue that's going to establish dominance. Coral beauty, out and about. Again, just a dwarf angel. When's the last time you see a dwarf angel in a saltwater tank just, swim like 8 feet like that, It's just awesome watching these guys cruise. Some of these big tangs, they have a lot of growth to go. The Sergeant tang and the orange shoulder tang, so they are going to definitely look awesome in here once they get big. My coal tang, yeah, he's definitely looking a little rough. He's been beat up for years. That's an old fish. I don't know where he went there, but yeah, he's a very old fish, the coal tang. So I mean, eats and everything like that, but he's definitely got some erosion on the body. Not really sure what that is, because I've always fed these guys a lot of vegetable matter, a lot of seaweed and everything, and a balanced diet. There's all those different cubes that were in there. They're all different types of foods, so it's always been a mix with these guys. But man, just watching them cruise the long distances, that's what I'm loving. Just this tank is I mean, for a long time it was like this with the sharks, until eventually those beasts over there, they made this thing look like a toy, made it look small. But now it looks big again. With these guys, the tank looks massively impressive again, and you're just seeing big fish. I mean, this French angel, that's not a small fish. It's going to get a lot larger. This queen's going to get a lot larger. And there's obviously a lot of fish we can put in here. So maybe we get a quick one on the blue throat trigger. I like blue throat triggers because they're very peaceful. As far as triggers go, you get all that intelligence and interaction of a trigger, but they're not so aggressive like a lot of the triggers. So they work well in a tank like this. Quick up on the clowns. But like I was saying, is that we got so many more fish we can put in here, and so there's already, even with this amount of fish, which isn't anywhere near full, there's activity everywhere. It's hard to even know where to look or where to point the camera, and that's only going to get better. As well as this is the one tank that I'm gonna dose that has the right lighting, that has all the right stuff to support corals and invertebrates. So that's gonna be happening. In fact, just one day, the extra cleaning crew, they've done a pretty good job of just cleaning up that spot of sand. And you're gonna see that in these videos. There's gonna be a few follow-up videos in quick succession as the tank dials in, and you'll see that sand will get back to being, perfectly white again, like it used to be. And I think I was gonna say you're gonna see the fish really get comfortable, but man, they're comfortable after a few. They've been in here for 4 hours, and this is how comfortable they are. So this is amazing stuff. Man, let's go check out the tank from the end real quick. I always enjoy this view, and I don't know, I'm sure that it won't do justice on video, but just looking down the entire 13.5-foot length of the aquarium is so impressive to me. Now the water isn't crystal clear like it will be. Everything is settling in. This is day one. This is the Lagoon Aquarium has gone live today. There's another damsel. There's just so much growth for this tank to go. And the excitement in my voice is, not only was it a lot of work and everything moved over, and I'm so pumped that everything's here and everyone's doing great, but just knowing that this is like, this looks bad compared to what it's gonna look like. The water is gonna dial in and be crystal clear. All of this live rock is gonna, become purple and pink. There's gonna be invertebrates everywhere, anemones, so many more fish. I mean, probably, God, the amount of fish this could hold compared to what's in there is not even close. You really could just put anything. It's crazy how much it can hold, but not even. I don't have exactly plans right now just to start packing full of fish, but just seeing the ecosystem dial in, getting more invertebrates and everything, it's very exciting when you're at the beginning of an evolution of a big tank like this, because we know this will go for, you know, decades, right? And it's going to be awesome. If you're here day one, you're seeing this tank. You're seeing this tank from its moment of inception, and then, you know, looking at it down the road and seeing the changes. It's going to be really, really cool. That's the cool thing about video, is it does give you that ability to go back and look and see, you know, where it all started, you know, and oh, there's the coal tank. So yeah, where it started, so that you can really appreciate in the future where it gets to. That big slope right there, covered with corals, that's going to be something. Really, the whole tank. I mean, it's not nearly as alive as it's going to look once it's broken in and covered in corals and everything. It's just a long way to go. But seeing these guys eating after, oh, there we go. After 4 hours, seeing everybody doing great, no aggression between interspecies that, you know, in a smaller tank would be fighting with each other, is all great stuff. And seeing them use the aquascape like I hope they would is also great stuff. So man, Lagoon Aquarium, day one, this is a big time success.
First of all, I just want to thank everybody who took their time to come out and join me with the premiere of the 2,000-gallon Lagoon Aquarium. This is really a big moment in the channel. This tank is going to be with us for decades. This is the very beginning. There's so much growth for this aquarium, and it's so awesome to share this moment with all of you guys. I really appreciate it. Everyone who comments on videos, clicks the thumbs up button or down button or anything, just engages with the channel. It helps a lot, and it's rough. It's kind of a rough road on YouTube right now, so all the help is greatly appreciated. And I've been in the chat with you during this video, so obviously I've enjoyed your company while we've been watching the 2,000-gallon Lagoon Aquarium come to life. And as you can tell, this is just the beginning of this tank. There's a ton of stocking to do. You can be sure that I've got lists of fish that I've been researching to make sure the compatibility will be just right with the fish I already have, and that I'll be able to enjoy them in this aquarium. Obviously, I'm searching for other invertebrates and corals. There's just so much to go, but we've got the foundation of this aquarium in place, and it's a monster aquarium. It's got a monster filtration system. If anyone goes back and watches the video series for this tank being built, it's a monster. So it's going to support, it was meant to support big, huge sharks, so it's going to support these fish really well. Also, it's a big tank, so when you have Reef Aquarium in a big tank, you have to do things a little differently. So we're going to see a lot of cool videos on this tank where I'm going to show you how I'm going to dose for calcium and alkalinity for pennies a day instead of going out and buying very expensive solutions. Unless one of those companies that makes those easy, very expensive solutions wants to sponsor my channel and give me those for free. But until then, I'll show you the DIY version to dose a tank and do it on the cheap. So if you want to have a big Reef aquarium, you can do it without breaking the bank. So again, thanks everyone for coming out, and I'll see you guys in the next regular video really soon.